Restoration to the Second Powers podcast, where we're living life with no walls. Today, you will be hearing the teachings of our spiritual guide, Regina L. Stillman. If you'd like to learn more about the fellowship, check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/restoration2. Also, if you'd like to make a donation, go to givelify.com and look for us at Restoration 2 or Cash App us at $R2Power. Now, everybody, throw your twos up and let's get lifted. Ho!
Well, okay, there we go. Had a little delay going on there. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It is good to be with you on this fine day. This is the first Sunday of Advent. And so I want to say welcome to you as we come into the time of really celebrating Christ and all that he is. I want to appreciate you for joining me on this fine day. Truly, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're rejoicing and we are glad in it. On today, I am probably not going to be on the full amount of time, but I definitely had a thought that I wanted to bring to you. Excuse me, on this morning. And in that thought, I just wanted to deal with Thanksgiving. I am giving God all the thanks and praise for things that he has done, for truly he has done marvelous things. I am thankful for bringing us through another Thanksgiving, and I hope you all enjoyed the holiday, even though it may have been a little bit different than what we're acclimated to in most times, but I pray that you were still able to have a good Thanksgiving nonetheless. I feel like this is a season that's teaching us all day long that it's not really at all about the commercialization that we have made it to be in this country, but I want you to know that these are times that are really bringing us back to a season of what things are really about. There's a challenge that we not get caught up with the things of the past that really aren't about anything. Because at the end of the day, it's about love. It's about fellowship. It's about really having a sense of what life is really about and making those priorities a priority again. We've had so many other things that have preoccupied our minds, preoccupied our thoughts, preoccupied what seems to get the best of us. But at the end of the day, it really is all about life and loving. And we even saw that this morning. I'm reading down through you all's comments. Feet got light this morning oh my goodness, Church of Funk was off the chains today. The Rebel Inc. brought it to us. She said we churched her right on in. Listen, she churched us right on in and we had a good time. And it really spoke to what these times are about. I was so touched by our brother that came in that had just lost their sister, one of the DJs, and they came in for an uplift. And that is what we talk about all the time. Let's get lifted. So I don't care what it is that we're doing. I don't care what the platforms are. The Rebel Inc. is out there bringing those good vibes, and people are getting lifted in the Church of Funk. It was a powerful move on today. And I'm giving thanks to God for everybody that's in Rebel's house, everybody that's in Rebel's family, and especially for Rebel herself, because she has just found her niche and really fit right into it. And it is blessing the people everywhere. I am so excited about that because it's a different day. It's a different time. There's a different season that we're in right now. Again, I may not talk for a long time on today, but I had this that was in my spirit. I'm thankful for my friend you all were praying for on last week. I had the emergency call, and my friend's sister was rushed to the hospital with COVID, and was not responding. And I tell you what, after days of being, thank you for the biddies. It's one love, y'all. It's one love. After being in ICU for some days, the Lord blessed her and was able to go to step down for a season, and has been able to go back to her place of residence, albeit on the COVID floor, I'm sure. But we're just thankful to God, because listen, it was nothing but God that moved, nothing but God that manifested in a mighty way. And even as we were in Rebel's house, that's it. Yes, yes, yes. It's all about one love, BTD mom, to take away from the Rebel's house. And yes, SK, we just thank God for his manifold blessings, because he didn't have to do it, but he did. And we're grateful. And had he seen fit to do otherwise, we would have still been grateful. It's not one of those ideas that unless it goes my way, I don't have an attitude of gratitude. But whatever way it goes, we know that God knows best. But we are grateful that God gave us a little more time and a little more space to share with my sister. So thanks be to God for the healing from COVID, and we appreciate all that God is doing. We've seen so much. I want to give thanks to my family that I connected with. We're lifting up my Didale family in St. Joe. And I told them, whether people want to recognize it or not, ministry is an essential worker. A minister is an essential worker, because listen, whether there's COVID or not, whether there's plague, whether there's a pandemic, whatever the case may be, just like other people are considered essential that have to go out into the world and do some work, people that need ministerial attention and calling, it doesn't stop just because there's a plague in the land. But I do believe that God is mindful of how, and we did complete and total social distancing and PPE and everything else, but was blessed to fellowship with the Didale family in the loss of their loved one, Sister Alyssa Briscoe. Our family's going out to them, and just heart, because listen, I got to connect with more of my village. Now, y'all know that's what lights my fire, when I connect with more of my village. And right now, y'all, everybody is a part of my village. Everywhere is a part of my village, and every child and every human being walking the face of the earth is a part of my village, as far as I'm concerned, because Mother Africa, I nursed them with these. And yes, we're sending out blessings to the family, BTD mom, because we are a village. And as I said to them, it's not going to stop with the service that we were blessed to provide to them on yesterday. But as I talk to them, now, y'all know I already went up in the camp. And even though there was the tragedy of the loss, I had to tell the saints, we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. And let me tell you something. Oh, I feel my help. Let me tell you something. I was energized because so many times we've seen the tradition of going in, and people are grieving, and everything is just so low, negative, down, sad. But believe you me, when I said we are lions and you are lions, and I'm going to hear you roar, some of those young people started to get up. The father, the brothers, they started to get up and start clapping their hands, because something resonated down on the inside that, yes, we may be, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Yes, I may be walking through the valley of the shadow. But I told him, I said, listen, just like that rubber band, there's something that's meant to accelerate you to your desired end, to the plan, to the path that God had for you. And this is just helping to accelerate that. And at the end of the day, I will not negate the fact that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm still a lion, and you're going to hear me roar. And when those babies started getting up, and they started clapping, and they started responding, and they started reacting, I said, God, this this is the message of the hour, because you're not trying to be the God of the folks that are barely making it anymore. You are the God that's taking roar. Come on here, SK. Now y'all gonna mess with me because I thought I was feeling a little tired. But listen, I'm telling you all, this is the message as lions begin to roar. And yes, we may have to come together. Oh, come on with that. Amen. We may have to come together, and we may have to encourage one another as we're going through those difficult places. Even when the DJ came in this morning and said, I just lost my sister. Lost my sister, but I came in to get some strength. I came in to get some help. I came in to get an uplift. And I said, yes, let's get lifted, because that's what we do over here. Because even in the midst of whatever it is that we're going through, I'm still a lion. And I don't know about you, but I feel my feet getting light, because my feet got light this morning over in the Rebel's house, but I feel the lightness coming over me again, because yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow, I still got to praise. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow, I still got thanksgiving. Yea, though I walk through the valley of COVID-19, and yea, though we went through ICU, yea, though we went through all of these different steps and all of these different places in 20, I will fear no evil, because at the end of the day, I know that the Lord is with me, and his rod and his staff are comforting me, and he has prepared a table before me in the presence of those very enemies. Yes, COVID-19 was an enemy. Yes, death was an enemy. Yes, all of these different trials and tribulations of what we've been going through, we could say that they have been our enemies. But yes, I will fear no evil, because I got a table prepared before me in the very presence of my enemies. I don't have to go someplace in a corner and hide, but in the very presence of my enemy, listen, I got a table that's prepared for me, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And guess what? I'm going to dwell right here forever. I'm going to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'm going to dwell in the place of peace forever. I'm going to dwell in the place of comfort forever. Come on, are y'all hearing me today? I am very sure about who is with me. And listen, I plan to dwell right here. One thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after, that I might dwell in the house of the Lord, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. Y'all better come on up in here today. Now, truly, surely, I didn't mean to get ramped up like this, but I feel this down in my shando. Y'all ain't hearing me. Listen. I feel something burning down on the inside, and I'm trying to act right. Listen, my feet are light. My feet, BTD mom. Woo! I feel this thing down in my shando. But listen, I done went someplace. I really went shando. That's it, BT down in my shando. I feel it, y'all. I really, really do. But let me calm down, because I really got something that was burning in my spirit that I want to share with you guys. And in this time of Advent, the Lord said this year is going to be different. This year, the Lord said, don't y'all put me in the manger and have me all wrapped up in swaddling clothes. Listen, y'all got work to do. And that was the word that the Lord brought to me. We've got work to do. And I'm going to tell you where I'm coming from with that. This is the first Sunday of Advent, and normally they start going through all the rituals of lighting the candles. The first candle is for hope, and then for love, and for joy, and for peace. All of those things that the coming of Christ brought. But listen, that's already been done. We celebrate it, we commemorate it, we remember it, and it's a beautiful thing. But the Lord said, listen, I'm not going to come out this year in the year of 2020 talking about the love, the hope, the joy, and the peace that Jesus brings. The Lord said, it's time for y'all to bring it. He said, my son already brought it to you. My son brought it to you long ago, and y'all just keep on rehashing that same story over and over again and waiting on him to do. He said he already brought it. Now, what are you doing with it? And the message that the Lord brought to me is we have work to do. Do you hear me? That's my sermon for the first Sunday of Advent. For the first Sunday of this new founders of a new country and a new world that we are creating. We have work to do. We've been given the hope. We've been given the love. We've been given the joy. We've been given the peace. Now it's ours to spread it. Do you hear me? This Advent is really the advent of the new founding. This is the advent of the new move. This is the advent of the new wine. This is the advent of the new place that God said, listen, y'all stop talking about the baby wrapped up in swaddling, and I need y'all to get out there and get busy. I must work the works of him that sent me while it's day, for the night comes when no man can work. And as I began to think about everything that has happened on this year, in the year 2020, we told you from the beginning, this is going to be a year of clear vision. This is going to be a year of seeing things that you've never seen before in a very clear way, with a clarity of vision. Oh my God, if you have not seen with clarity in this year what God has been revealing, and yes, the greatest revelation is you. It's not just about the revealing of all the other things, but the greatest work is you. You are the masterpiece. God said, I put my finishing touches on you. I have laid my hands on you. And yeah, we used to sing a song back in the day. My cousin Linda led it. I know the Lord. I know the Lord. I know the Lord has laid his hands on me. I've come to tell you today that I know the Lord. I know the Lord. I know the Lord has laid his hands on you, and you are his masterpiece. And I want you to walk away with this in your spirit. Whatever it is that God has deposited on you on the inside. Listen, stop talking about the baby that was wrapped up in swaddling clothes and laid in a manger. He said, listen, now that hope has already been given to you, that love, joy, and peace has already been given to you. What are you doing with it? Or will you continue year after year to put up the manger and have all of the pieces that we recite and say, and all of the things that we do in our so-called ritualism of really honoring the fact that he was born? And of course, you can't get to the fact that he was born without looking to the fact of why he died, and that he did die and rose again. But all of that, we've rehashed it year after year after year. And then after we get finished with all of that, after we recite it, after we regurgitate it, after we redo it over and over and over in a pageant, then we do it in a cantata, then we do it in a musical, then we do it in a play, we do it in all these different things, we do it in a sermon, and you all can say the sermon right along with the preacher when he's preaching it, because you already know what they're going to say, because that bread is stale. That bread is old. That bread is molded. And yes, it all happened. He said, but at the end of the day, when you get finished talking about all of that, you still will sit down on your seat of do nothing. You still will sit down on your hands, and you will sit there and wait for God to come down and rain down something out of the sky, when he said, you are my mouth. You are my hands. You are my feet. You are my voice. You are the love that I've put in the earth. You are the hope that I've put in the earth. You are the peace and the joy that I've put in the earth. Will you get busy? Will you really say, here I am, Lord, I'm available to you. My storage is empty and I'm available. Everything that you deposited in my life through circumstances, through trials, through tribulations, through tests, through things that really have said, do you really believe what you say you believe? That have really brought you into a place of relationship and not just rules and regulations. All of these things that have made you who you are today. Are you now ready to say, let's go to work? Because I've got work to do. It's not enough to keep going through these advents and nothing ever rises. Nothing ever comes up. Nothing ever comes forth. Jesus has already done it. I told you. But now the thing is, what are we ready to do? I am a lion, and you're going to hear me roar. I am anointed by God. I've been called for such a time as this. Yes, even as Esther said, I've been called to the kingdom for such a time as this. That's why I'm talking to the mature lions. Listen, I love the lambs. Mary had a little lamb. Baa, baa, black sheep, have you any wool? I love y'all, but I have been sent, and my apostolic call right now is to those lions. And I looked at those young people. I looked at those individuals, and I'm talking about 20, 25, 30-year-old young people. This was a 13-year-old baby that we lost. And so I'm looking at the houses full of young people. And I said to them, you're lions. And when they started responding to the reality that they are lions, and listen, I told them, I said, look, even a lion goes through a situation at times, and you may even fall down. But I want you to remember that the word says, see, I have carved you in my hand. I have carved you in my hand. And if we understand, I've been carved in the hand of the master, and I am his masterpiece. Even as I'm developing, even as I'm growing, even as I'm learning and maturing, even if I fall down in his hand. And what better place can I be than to fall down in his hand? Because in his mercy, in his hand is grace, in his hand is favor, in his hand are blessings and joy, in his right hand pleasures beyond evermore. If I fall down in his hand, I still got peace up in here. If I fall down in his hand, I still have love over here. If I fall down in his hand, I still got creativity over here. If I fall down in his hand, I recognize that, yes, even as they said, and some folks said, I got sick of that song, I heard it every Sunday, but somebody needed to know, we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we don't stay down. Even as in his hand, I have the power, I have the anointing, I have the ability to let's get lifted. I have the ability to connect with other lions that can come in my pride, Pride of lions, come into my den, come into my lion's den and say, look, Regina, it's okay that you fell down. Now we gonna help you get up. Oh, yes. I heard Timothy Wright said it. Get up if you're on the Lord's side. And I don't know about you, but I know I'm on the Lord's side, and it makes me mighty happy. So when I think about falling down, I'm not dismayed. I'm not discouraged. I'm not despondent. Get up. And I'm saying to you, even anybody that's listening to me right now, understand that you've been carved in the master's hand, and you are his masterpiece. He would not allow anything to destroy you because you are his masterpiece. So if you fall down, just know that you fell down and you're still in his hand. I want you to understand that you fell down in his almighty hand. You fell down in his loving hand. You fell down in his powerful hand. You fell down in his healing hand. You fell down in his transforming hand. So you have nothing to fear. Oh, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When my enemies, I told you, yeah, COVID was an enemy. Death was an enemy. All of those things were an enemy. But he took the sting out of death. He took the keys of death, hell, and the grave. And no enemies no longer have power over me because I'm in the hand of the master. And I recognize I am the masterpiece. Oh, come on here. Y'all need to tell somebody I am the masterpiece. Oh, one more time, just for good pleasure. I am the masterpiece. I need you to understand you are the masterpiece. And so with that thought in mind, he's going to protect you. He's going to cover you. He's going to do whatever he has to do to preserve his masterpiece. And so I want you to recognize you are protected. You are covered. You are anointed. There is that anointing that rests on your life so that the the masterpiece can produce, so that the masterpiece can bring forth, so that the masterpiece can be exactly what it was designed to do. I'm trying to tell you today, he has given you all things that pertain to life and godliness. You are a winner. He said, I know my thoughts concerning you, thoughts of good and not of evil. Why? Because he has a desired end. There is a plan he has for your life. There is success that he wants you to achieve. There is a level of being in him as his masterpiece and representing him and showing forth his glory, showing forth his power, showing forth his splendor. He said, that's what you are to me. You're my masterpiece and you represent. Oh, yes, babies. You better represent. You represent who God is. He said, now that I've put you together, now that I've formed you, now that I've molded you, now that I've shapen you, now that I've called you forth as a lion of the tribe of Judah, I want to hear you roar. You've got work to do. This is not time for you to kick back and kick up. This is your time to get busy, get busy, get busy, get busy. This is your time to go to work. Yes, I need you to put the work in, y'all. Go to work. Go to work with the creative genius that God has given you. Go to work with the witty inventions that God has given you. Go to work with the things that nobody else has seen before, but it's in your mind. It's in your heart. It's in your bosom. It's for you to birth forth in the earth right now. Go to work on what God has planted in you. The seed has impregnated and now your belly is swole up and full. I'm still talking about Advent Sunday. I'm talking about, yes, the advent of your Sunday, the advent of your birth, the advent of that anointed one that's in you. I'm talking about that advent. I know we've been talking about Jesus and the advent down through the years, but he said, it's time to talk to my lions. It's time to talk to them and tell them, I passed the baton to you. I passed it off to you. Now I need you not to drop the baton. I need you to run with it. I need you to write the vision and make it plain. I need you to give birth to that I impregnated you with. And I need you to push. You might be in the labor room right now and it seems like, oh Lord God, you want that 6-inch head. You want that 12-inch head to come out of this 3-inch hole. Yes. He said, I just need you to push. And when you push, I'm going to stretch it. When you push, I'm going to make it bigger. When you push, I'm going to enlarge your territory. When you push your imagination, when you push your creativity, when you push whatever it is I've put in you, I promise you that what I put in you, my word, my seed does not return void, but it accomplishes everything that I sent it for to do. When you push, it shall come out. When you push, it shall spring forth. Behold, I do a new thing now, and now it springs forth like water in the desert. And listen, the country is a desert place. The world is a desert place, and they're waiting on the well of water. They're waiting on the freshness. They're waiting on the new wine. They're waiting on what you have. They're waiting on it to come and bring a refreshing on the earth. The earth is arid and arid, extra dry. The earth is thirsty. The earth is starving. The earth is saying, listen, I want somebody. Oh, I wish somebody's soul would catch on fire. Where you at, Danny Dean? I wish somebody's soul would catch on fire. I need you all to understand it's time to go to work. I've been working day and night. Y'all, come on. I need you to roar. I need you to roar. And this is what I want you to understand. So as we concluded the services and as we buried our dear sister, and I looked at all of those young people and I just began to go around and hug them. I just began to go around and tell them, I love you. I began to go around and tell them, listen, if you need to make a phone call, you can call my number. If you need to talk to somebody, You can talk to me because you are a lion and we're going to hear you roar. And you have a village in your jungle. You're not in this jungle by yourself. You have a village in your jungle that's going to support you and love you and be there for you. And this is why my heart is pricked. And this is why my heart is pressed, because I can't begin to tell you how one by one, some of them begin to pull me to the side and talk about, I was suicidal. I felt like ending it. I felt like giving up. I felt like quitting. I felt like throwing in the towel. I started hearing whispers. I started hearing tales. I started hearing stories. But I also started hearing, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because the candle of hope, I'm not lighting the candle of hope. I am the hope that Jesus is sending to these babies. And they weren't all young people. I had 20-year-olds. I had 30-year-olds. And some my age that came and began to talk about how close they've been to giving up. And they just needed another lion to come by and say, you are a lion. We're going to hear you roar. And it doesn't matter if you get tired when there are other lions walking with you. Oh my God. Creatives, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this very seriously. Sometimes people that are high level creative genius, it's sometimes you that have some of the greatest struggles to deal with. I'm going to say that again. Some of you that have high level creative genius, you are often the very ones that have some of the hardest struggles. Because even as the situation with Jesus, Herod seeks the child. Herod seeks the child. Go on and read over there in Matthew. And Joseph had to take Mary and the baby, and they had to flee into Egypt for a period of time. And you may have to flee into Egypt, your Egypt symbolically, for a period of time, because you recognize that Herod seeks the child. He seeks that creative genius. He seeks that talent. He seeks that gift that God has put in you to refresh and replenish the earth. And so, yes, sometimes your challenge is a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit greater. And sometimes that means you've got to have a little more connectivity to your pride, PRID of lions, because we need to support you. We need to encourage you. We need to uphold you. We need to be there for you and with you as you're going through. We got to be there for each other. God has returned the spirit of the village back into the earth. We are a village. We are our brother's keepers. We do care about our brother. We do care about our sister. We do care about our babies. And I'm not going to be so caught up in my creative genius that I cannot connect with my brothers and sisters. Because if y'all don't go, I can't go. And if I can't go, y'all can't go. Because we're connected like that. Are y'all hearing me? This is the hour in which we live. We're connected. We're connected. And you're going to hear us roar. You're going to hear the pause, PAWS. That's going to cause the world to pause, PAUSE, as we pause for the cause. And the cause is to bring this unity and this love and this creativity of Mother Africa, of unity of the brotherhood of the people, back to where the creator intended it to be when he created the creators. God created creators to create. Brother Nathan reminded that on the other day, and I'm going to keep reminding you But you're not just here for nothing. We've got to work. We've got work to do. We've got work to do. We've got work to do. I was so blessed. Even when I came back, I began to get phone calls and still resounding. People are moved. People are thinking. People are moving in this direction as far as understanding that they are lions, embracing where and who they are, to rise up, the Advent, rise up. You are the hope. You represent the love, peace, and the joy. Get to work. And I was so happy. One of the calls I got from Jams JJ, she began to share vision for being able to provide phone support. And she didn't even know what all I had been encountering yesterday. She just was talking, but because it's all interconnected, because this is where we are, you all. And it covers the whole gamut. It covers the whole gamut. And she had a vision and had others that are saying, we're willing. People can call, whether it's for call a nurse on call, whether it's I need to talk, dial a friend, whatever you need advice, whatever areas of expertise people walk in that are now coming together and saying, hey, I can share this with somebody that's in need of it, so that nobody in our village has to suffer and be in lack. But the whole body is fitly joined together and it's all working. And see, that's the key. The body just being fitly joined together means nothing if the body's not working. Hear me when I say it, and I need to say it one more time. The body being fitly joined together means nothing if all parts of the body are not working. We need all parts of the body working. Hear me. We've got work to do. 2021 is here. 2020, we still have the completion of it. We have work to do. And this whole entire body must function. This whole entire body must work. This whole entire body must do what it's called to do. That means the eyes need to see, the ears need to hear, the hair needs to be there. Come on, the skin needs to be there. The skin needs to cover. The teeth need to chew. The tongue needs to taste. The throat needs to swallow. I need the whole body. And then for the stuff that we can't see inside, every cell, taking the oxygen, removing the infirmities, removing and purging out what needs to go and bringing in what needs to be here. And all of it in perfect concert and in perfect sync with one another. But everybody not trying to do somebody else's job, but every part of the body functioning and working in their job, in their place, in their calling, in their genius, in their talent. And when we do this, nothing can be restrained from us. Are you hearing me? Nothing can be restrained from us because we're working. This body is working. Yes, I said it. Working day and night. If we would do the work, and we shall, we've already started. The movement has already begun. And y'all best know those lines that I connected to. And this is the thing, we never know how situations connect people that otherwise would never have been connected. You never would have known. You never would have seen. You would not have known their name. You would have had no contact. But we're in a season where God is connecting everybody to the place that it needs to be connected. Are y'all hearing me? He's connecting us right now for the work that he's assigned for us to do. And this is the blessing and the joy that you have. You're not working alone. This is a whole body. This is a whole body. This whole body belongs to God. This whole body belongs to God. But we've got work to do. We've got work to do. We've got work to do. I'm going to close again with that scripture. I can't look at you. I got to look at myself. I'm talking about the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, the masterpiece in the mirror that is always in God's hand. Always in God's hand. I'm talking to you. I must work the works of him that sent me while it's day, because the night comes when no man can work. We got work to do, y'all. I'm going to come over here and y'all know I come out of the chat when I start feeling, listen, I thought we were just going to have a little simple get in here today and get out. I am going to give you a few minutes back, but listen, I felt something up in here. I think it's the residue left over from the Rebels house this morning, because the Rebels house tore us up, y'all. I wish if you weren't there, you should have been there, because the Rebels house was on it. We got work to do. I got work, W-O-R-K, work to do. Come on here. We need to be at least the 12-year-old Jesus. Come on. Can we grow up? Can we get out of the gray, out of the cradle? Can we get out of the swaddling clothes? Jesus knew at the age of 12, even though he wasn't completely ready yet, but at the age of 12, he said, listen, didn't you know I got to be about my Father's business? I can't sit up here and just look at y'all. That's not what I came here to do. And some of you all need to start getting that place in your mind and your emotion, in your spirit. You didn't just come here to look at folk. It's time for you to get busy doing what your life's calling, your talent, and your creative genius has called you to do. Let the mature Jesus walk using my feet, speak through my voice. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's time for him to speak through you. King Coogee, so good to see you on the day, my brother. You know I love you. That's my baby. And I'm connected to you all day and all night long. Connected to my king. BTD, my girl, did your feet get light and did you go on in? Come on here. Because at the end of the day, I feel a praise. That's what Odell Talley said. I feel a praise coming on. Rachel, girl, listen, y'all got me going up in here. I try to act right, and I feel y'all's presence just pushing me in my back. I love you, girl. Glory to God. We're in his hand. Please do not ever forget that. See, I have carved you in the palm of my hand. That's the word of the Lord from the book of Isaiah. I've carved you. I can't forget you. And he says that in that passage of scripture. I cannot forget you because I've carved you. I got the tattoo of you in my hand. I got my own tat, and my tat is Rachel. I got my own tat, and my tat is Sheila. I got my own tat, and that tat is BTD Mom, King Coogee, Rebel. I got my own tat in my hand. And I can't forget you. I've carved you in the palm of my hand. Don't ever forget that you're in his hand. No matter what you're going through, you just always remember, I'm in his hand. Not only is what you're going through in his hands. We used to sing that, all in his hand. I'll put it all in it. Oh, we go in. Whatever. The problem, this and that. But be sure understand that you're in his hands. You, not just your problem, but more importantly, you are in his hand, and you're his masterpiece. You're his master design. I want you to get that down in your shando. Get up, take up your bed and go. You're not crippled. You're not wounded. You're not devastated anymore. Healing has come. Healing is the children's bread. Take your healed self, take your healed mind, take your healed body, and take up your bed and go. I love it, Nathan. Y'all better help me preach. You are the masterpiece, BDD Mom. It's no doubt about it. You are the masterpiece. I want you all to say that to yourselves. I am the masterpiece. Because surely you are. Thank you for the biddies and thank you for the cheers. I appreciate you all. Come on and clock into it. I need you to roar. You are a lion. I need to hear you roar. And even if you feel like you need to reach out and touch somebody's hand, reach out. because the lion that's in you, it's got to roar. It's got to roar. Listen, when you don't utilize your talents, who has received your gifts? Your talents are supposed to brighten the future and those in it. If we are in the seasoning of the earth, we become less seasoned when you don't use your talents. And you said a word from the Lord right there, King Kuji. You said you start losing. It's almost, as I say, like that muscle. It must be exercised. It must be used. And the more it's used, the more it will increase and grow. And the less you use it, the more it will decrease and atrophy. And some of you have atrophied talents right now. The talent ain't went nowhere. Gifts and callings, talents without repentance. God doesn't take that back. That's what that means. He doesn't give it and then take it back. So that talent is there, but has it atrophied? Like a muscle. That muscle is there, but has it atrophied? I need you to start exercising it. And you may have to start off small if you're experiencing atrophy because it's been idle, it's been unused, it's been untapped. You may need to start off little, like physical therapy for someone that's trying to recover from a situation that has traumatized their muscles. Whatever that may have been, when that muscle's been traumatized, that physical therapist comes in and they start off gradually but surely working that muscle out and dealing with that so it will not atrophy. And if there is atrophy, to get it built back up, you got to start moving that thing. If it's nothing more than just a back and forth, a wiggle your toes, but then this is how you work it and this is how you do it. The more you increase it, then you give it more challenge. You give it more resistance so that you can grow greater in that muscle. And that's what I want you to understand, as that you begin to get that talent that maybe you hid it. Maybe you felt like you need to hide it under a bushel. Maybe you felt like there were people in your life that made you put it down and hide it and try to diminish it to try to help them to shine. Listen, baby, you don't ever. And when people love you, they don't ask you to put down your talent so that they can shine. Listen, when people love you, they will be, listen, let's shine together. But you don't ever have to diminish your gifting and your talent to make somebody else shine brighter. That's not love. And this is a season where we're coming out and we're doing this thing in nothing but love. It's all about love. And if we find anything that's off, what did we say? What are our 3 pillars that we always talk about? Transparency. Be transparent with yourself. Inspection. Make sure and inspect what's going on. And then adaptation. Whatever needs to be adjusted, adjust it. But don't just stay stuck in that same mode, because we're lions and I need to hear you roar. Come on. I know BTD Mom Honey, King Kuji is talking. He's talking up in there. Listen, a light can always be seen in the dark, and that is you. Y-O-U. You can always be seen in the dark. Village is arisen. Collective roar. Come on with that, SK. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm invigorating. That's why I'm talking even to the young people. And I'm saying, how can we go to work in the community to begin to engage these young people and their minds, their hearts, they're pricked, they're thinking, they're motivated. They feel elevated and escalated to do it a little quicker because situations make you think, and situations come into your life that put things on your mind that maybe you thought 10 years from now, and then all of a sudden, no, it's now, brother, it's now, sister, it's now and never. Those things happen, and it's time for us to energize our young people and the old folks too. We need to all listen. Jams JJ BTD Mama, it's a good vision. And she's ready to put it together. Y'all check it out in Discord, because we're going to launch it. We're going to release it over in Discord, because we are here to be a service to the people. And as God has given us all these tools and all of these opportunities to make it happen, people are saying, oh, we miss going to the building. Listen, there's so much more happening out here in these streets outside the building than what was happening when we were going in the 4 walls of the building. I don't know why the church is dying to go back, because there's more work to do in this venue and on this platform than what we were doing in that little 4-wall building with your 5 people in there. Come on. Lions on call. You better ask somebody. That's what I'm talking about, Nathan. I love it. I I love it. Y'all better come on up in here. Come on. Good afternoon, Mike City. I love you, man. I love you. Thank you so much, BTD Mom. I appreciate you all. Oh, I'm glad you came. I'm so glad you're here, Mike City. And I hope this word spoke to you because you are a lion. And we're going to hear you and Shelby roar because the hand of God is on you without a shadow of a doubt. And you are in this jungle and I'm in it with you. You be the king and I'm going to be right there in support of everything that you do. And tell Shelby, go on and be queen. Go on and be queen that she is because that's my girl too. Be the light that shines in someone else's eyes. You being the light allows for people to see that it's possible to shine. And there you have it. When you would just go ahead and be that light, it gives other people, what did I say? The 4 candles of Advent. The 4 candles of Advent. The first one is hope because people need hope, y'all. People need hope. Oh, I appreciate you, man. People need hope. And I already know. People need hope. They need love. They need peace. And they need joy. Those are the 4 candles of Advent on this Advent Sunday. And I came to tell you, you are the light of the world, and we've got work to do. Now, I need you. Just go ahead and shine. Won't you? Just go ahead and shine. I love you guys. Peace for your journey.